Hey, it's Josh with Revhard Motors. This time here with a 2021 recap. It's been an interesting year, lots of cool stuff. Let's get into it. This year we got to partner with Slush to do the Slush Motorsports Festival. That was a great time down at PPIR, Pikes Peak International Raceway. We had drifting, we had a nice car show, open track laps. That was a really good time. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story on the way there though. We had a R33, the taillights kind of went out, and as we were coming to a stop, I rear-ended my own car and I hit my Stagia with my MDX. That was an interesting story. A lot of fun times though. It rained at the end of that night. A lot of interesting teardown. Had to go back the next day to get some stuff. That was an interesting day. That was a fun one. We had some video game prizes, open lounge there. We're super stoked for next year. Thank you to everyone that participated. Next year is gonna be crazy. We already have some wild plans going on for that, so we can't wait to see you there. Late last year, we had the opportunity to purchase a pretty clean Integra Type R DC2, and I acquired that for inventory. Waited a long time, and that finally got here this year. And once I saw it, I couldn't let it go. So I'm keeping it. That's our project. You have maybe seen some start of that project. We're repainting the bay, refinishing it, getting that really nice. So the Integra comes in, I look at it, a couple of the friends of the shop here had a track day planned the next day and convinced me to take it on the track. After a couple rips and you hear some VTEC noise, that sounded a lot of fun, but I always know what happens when you go to the track, and sure as stuff, we broke some axles. And that's gonna lead into our service. We're gonna be offering reconditioning, restore service through Revhard Racing next year, so we're pretty super excited about that. So stay tuned to see how that Integra turns out, because that's been kind of a wild ride. I mean, I've sold probably every single part on that car from the late 90s till now. So it's been very interesting to have one. I'm pretty excited to see that project come to fruition. That's been a highlight of this year for sure. I mean, it's one of those things that's hard to describe. I'm sure all of you kind of had that experience too. You know, some of the cars that we've sold is, you know, growing up, you have emotions and attachments to different things. You don't realize it. And like Gary Vee said, nostalgia is the most underappreciated asset. Because once you see that nostalgia and it hits you, it takes grasp. And you know, I think that's a lot of what we do and what we try to provide to our customers. So, you know, it's fun and unique to be able to be part of that experience yourself, you know, and actually be the demographic that you're catering to. And that's why we truly are a car dealership for car enthusiasts, because all of us here have the same type of bug. And I'm really excited for you guys to see the Integra when it's done. Another highlight, especially exciting for me this year, it's always fun and exciting when we get to meet, you know, the legends, the people that have started this, the people that were, you know, responsible for all the things that we love. Our California trip this year, we got to meet up with an old friend who helped me get started in this business really. And they had put together an AE86 that was built by the legendary Tech Arts, the one and only. If you've ever watched Initial D or seen drift racing, you've probably seen an AE86. This car was particularly special because it was the first left-hand drive car to go back and get built by Tech Arts. And it was also in the SEMA show. You guys maybe have seen it out at SEMA. So our trip out to California, not only did we get to see the car, but we also got to meet the man, the myth, and the legend. That was a pretty exciting time. One of the big things that we like to do here, obviously, is community engagement. It's one of the funnest parts about what we do. It's what we really love. This year we had a lot of fun. We had a right-hand drive meet that we took a cruise on and had a good time. Thanks to Jay over at Empire Nissan for holding some of the Nismo meets. We had a lot of fun doing that. Again, the Slush meets. If you've never been to a Slush Sunday, you gotta go. It's probably one of the chillest vibes of a car meet that there is. And we're really humbled and privileged to be a part of the community and look forward to hosting a bunch of events next year. This next year, we're looking forward to doing a hosted ride where we're gonna start at the shop, cruise down near Penrose, and we're going to have a big open shop there with some catering and, make it a nice experience. So again, thank you for everyone for participating in our community events, and we look forward to having some fun in the future. Going into 2021, we've noticed a shift in buying patterns. People are getting more excited about auctions again with the advent of Bring a Trailer and Cars and Bids taking popularity. It's always fun to win a car at auction. And we've noticed in our space that there is no auction platform that would allow us to list cars that we had in inventory from across the world. And so a huge undertaking that we did this year was develop the Dream Car Collective, which is basically a global network of people all around the world who help us provide the infrastructure to offer that service to you guys. Whether a car's in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan. So it was kind of a big goal for us to offer that medium, that ability to purchase a car. So we've noticed that everyone loves the thrill of purchasing a car at the auction and importing it. However, with the inventory shrinking up and less available, there's really less quality of cars out there. It's common knowledge now that the auction sheet just really isn't what it used to be. I used to trust the Japanese auction sheet over someone here in the US in front of their face. However, that's kind of gone away. And so we've combined both of those worlds together, the ability to buy a car overseas through the auction format, but you also have that added assurance that we've gone through the car, we've looked at it, we have tons of pictures. Any questions that you want to ask about it, full disclose. And then when the car gets here, obviously we're branching out into the restore service. So that's really exciting for us. It's been a big undertaking. Thank you to everyone that's been a part of that journey for us. This next year is going to be huge. We're ironing out some details of the site. Plenty of inventory stocked up and locked and loaded for the beginning of the year. So please stay tuned as the Dream Car Collective grows. And we always appreciate your feedback on that. Another fun and exciting thing that we have happened this year is we had our homies out from Florida, True JDM Imports, Eric and Papa JDM and Anthony and everybody. So that was a fun time. A lot of this time in the internet world, we all work together. I'm sure a lot of you have, talked to a lot of people you've never seen in real life. And so in this business, it's the same thing, obviously with international barriers and people in different states. So it's pretty interesting when you actually get the chance to meet up. So it's fun to have Eric and True JDM out. Next year you'll see us out there, and James will be coming out this year too, so everyone will get to meet James this year. So originally when I first started the dealership here, I had purchased this black Pulsar from Eric at True JDM as a personal vehicle. So it's been along with the journey here with me this whole time, and as we get it ready and prep to sail and on to the next person, it was pretty exciting to have Eric be able to come out here and enjoy the car in its refreshed version in a pretty unique environment up, Lookout Mountain in Colorado. So that was a pretty good fun time. And that's kind of why we do this, just to share those experiences. And if you were to watch that video with Eric, you'll see the passion he was able to get from driving the Pulsars also. I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the customers that entrusted us to help them with their vehicle purchase this year. It's always an honor and a privilege. It's great to see the journey of these cars from the white Evo 3 that we sold down at iCrave Boost, got some work done. That's been a really good project to see happen. The yellow RX-7 we sold, he's super happy and fun with that. One of the fun cars that we brought in this year was that LM R33. So to see a real piece of history like that in a quality condition was unique. So this year we were able to forge some new relationships and make some other relationships stronger. So it was really exciting for us to bring out the LM R33. This came from Global, which is, one of the larger, most trusted sources in Japan. So it was really unique and a privilege for us to form that relationship. Seeing the LM in person though, it's interesting because you don't really get to see cars like that too often. And it reminds you of the heritage of the car, the LM racing for the 24 hours of Le Mans. And, some people call it the weird middle stepchild, but the R33 really is a racing machine, So to see that history in person, in real life, it never gets old. And if we get to share that with you guys, that's just what we're here for. So, as many cars as we get to bring in and as many cars as we get to see, and we get to see a lot of cool stuff. It's always an honor and a privilege that, people entrust us to help find these cars. It's a unique experience, and the people that we have all across the globe really help us out and have access to some unique stuff. So, being able to bring that kind of thing over here when just 5 years ago it seemed like an impossibility, is a privilege that we don't take lightly, and we really enjoy it. But yeah, as 2022 rolls in, it's gonna be some fun stuff. So again, thank you for joining us during the 2021 journey. It has been an interesting year, to say the least, on a lot of fronts. And with that, we have a lot planned going into 2022. Again, Revhard Racing is going to be kicking off full effect. We'll have access to some different rare part lines that we're going to have for you guys. And also, we're going to be doing reconditioning and restore services. Not so much big horsepower, but making your car look pretty again. This year, we also have some fun stuff coming up with the Dream Car Collective. We're going to be adding to that and really expanding that platform, so stay tuned as we do that. This year, we are going to be branching out into racing. So Revhard Racing is a real racing team. We're going to be sponsoring Zach, who came on board this year with some drifting. And then we also have our man Connor out, going to be doing some racing in Porsches and R34s this year. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really exciting. Yeah, so a lot of stuff growing for this next year. A lot of meets that we're going to have planned, a lot of car stuff, a lot of community engagement. And again, if there's anything that you guys want to see, shoot us out. We're going to be doing a lot more video content. We're going to be doing a lot more community interviews and just showing you guys more of the inside track of what we're about, what we're up to. So please stay tuned. Thank you again for an awesome 2021. We'll see you in 2022.